So let's see synchronization hardware. The second approach of earlier we have seen Peterson algorithm. Now this is a synchronization hardware, for which I will present the note to you that you can even see from the textbook or the slide. Every processor, I'm writing in short, every processor, that is microprocessor, provides a set of special privilege means important, privileged, like VIP instructions, hardware instructions, like you studied in CO the meaning of instructions. So let's the same instruction, load, store, something like that. So every processor CPU supports a set of privileged instructions, hardware instruction. That's why it is called hardware. Hardware means special privileged instructions. So every processor supports a set of privileged instructions, hardware instructions, using which we can implement or solve the problem of critical section. So one such instruction is called test and set. In short, it is called TSL. Test and set. L stands for lock. And now I will explain what is the meaning of it. So in short, you call it as TSL, which stands for test and set lock instruction. This is the hardware special privilege instruction used by processors to implement or solve the problem of critical section. So let us understand TSL. Now, before I explain to you the working of TSL, let me tell the background. Suppose imagine this critical section and we are solving the problem of critical section. Now, what is solving the problem of critical section? Allowing only one process to use critical section. Okay. So here I have critical section, and this critical section is protected by a variable called lock, Boolean variable called lock, binary variable, which can take two values, 0 or 1. So if the value of lock is 0, so this is protecting critical section. How? Please understand. If lock is 0, means critical section is free. It is just like your normal lock. Okay. If lock is 1, it implies critical section is in use. So idea is very simple. Any process who is desiring to enter critical section will check the value of lock. If lock is 0, means it can enter critical section. But before entering critical section, it should make lock to 1, saying that no other process should enter. Otherwise, if lock is already 1, then the process checking the critical section will have to wait. So that is why test and set. Okay, test the value of lock and set the value of lock if it is 0. Otherwise, if the lock is already 1, wait. So what happens if any process execute TSL? So the standard format of TSL instruction will, every process will activate the TSL instruction by saying ampersand lock. This is how they activate, this is how they will use. I will show you in the code. But here I am just showing the invocation. TSL ampersand lock. Ampersand is address of lock. Then when I am passing the argument as ampersand following the C convention, then the other parameter has to be a pointer, is it not? So pointer of Boolean type. These are Boolean values. 0, 1 means false, true, something like that. So look at the implementation. Boolean star target. So what is going to happen when the process execute TSL instruction? Please see here. Boolean star target. Now target is pointing to lock. Means target is invariably referring to lock because I am passing it by address. So see, there are 3 instructions here, 1, 2, 3. All these 3 instructions are executed atomically. Atomically means atomic execution. Means they execute without any preemption. Atomic execution means without any preemption they execute. So I am defining a local variable called RV. What does RV stands for? RV stands for return value. Return value. I am supposed to return the value. What is the value of lock? So RV is initialized with the value of target. Target is what? Target is pointing to lock. Lock may be 0 or 1. So I am taking the current value of lock in RV through target, star target. Then I am setting the value of target to true. True means what? True means 1. Remember always. Okay. Setting true is 1, false is 0. So take the current value of target in RV. So that I return it what is the current value of lock, and then set the value of target to always true, set the value of lock to always true, and then return the RV current value. Meaning whenever any process execute the TSL instruction by passing the argument as ampersand lock, what is going to happen? First it will return the current, take the current value of lock through target, set the value of lock to true, and then it will return the current value. Means suppose imagine for example lock is 0 and somebody execute TSL. So what happens? RV becomes 0, false, and target is set to true, that is 1, and then return 0. right? Otherwise, if lock is already 1, then what happens? RV become 1, target also become 1, and we return 1. So this is going to execute the current value of lock through TSL and then set the value of lock always to true. So therefore, if you want me to write the meaning of TSL, I can write it like this. Okay, the meaning of TSL will look something like this. Any process executing TSL, it will returns current value of lock. How? Through target, and sets the value of lock through target to always true. This is the meaning of TSL. Meaning of TSL is this. So if somebody asks for 2 marks in part A, what is TSL instruction, you need to implement like this, or this could be a 3-mark question, this could be a 5-mark question, anything. But now, sorry, using TSL, how are we going to implement the code of the process? So that I need to explain to you. Okay, so let me write the code of the process which is going to use TSL for satisfying our requirements. So let's see it. So let's see the code of TSL, how the process use TSL. So here I have global variable called lock, which is initialized with false in saying that critical section is free. So the value of lock is false. Then here a process I. Now unlike Peterson, this can be executed by any number of n processes. So remember, the Peterson solution was defined for 2 processes, this is defined for n processes. I can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to n, any number of processes. Now this is the structure of the process generally. I can route while loop, or I can use do while, both are same. Now any process desiring to enter critical section will first execute TSL by passing lock, which is controlling critical section, which can be true or false, which can be 0, 1. So suppose if the value returned by TSL is true, true means 1, while of 1, wait, busy wait. Otherwise, if TSL return false, that means lock is false, it will return false, then it will make lock to true and enter critical section. So that means whichever process execute TSL first will enter critical section with lock value true or lock value false. So if lock is false and somebody execute TSL, it will return false and then make lock to true. Otherwise, if lock is true and execute TSL, it will return true and set it to true. So it keep on waiting. So if this condition becomes 0 or false, then I come out and enter critical section, and then finally when I complete critical section, I will make lock to false and continue my execution. So therefore, with this simple approach, we can solve the problem of critical section. So this will guarantee mutual exclusion, guarantee progress, but may not guarantee bounded waiting, because this code may allow a process to enter critical section multiple times. So in the textbook they add a simple logic here, you can read from textbook and understand, and with that logic it will also guarantee bounded waiting. So a small change is made in the entry section here, this is the entry section. A small logic is added here in the entry section that is very simple to understand, you can read from textbook, which will guarantee bounded waiting. So again, like Peterson, it will also satisfy all the 3 requirements, and hence it is called one of the solution. So actually in the textbook there are 2 hardware instructions. One is TSL, which I have described to you. There is another one similar to TSL, which I am leaving it for you to understand. It is similar in working to TSL with a slight change, that is called compare and swap. Compare and swap, or sometimes some people even just call it as swap instructions, second instruction. So I would advise, just following the same guidelines, you can follow the swap instruction also as a hardware synchronization mechanism. So these are the 2 mechanisms that we discussed so far. One is Peterson solution, the other is synchronization hardware by name, TSL, or maybe compare and swap, or simply swap instruction. So read the code following the same line. There also we have lock variable. Only swapping instruction is used to test whether lock is true and lock is false in a fashion, just like as you studied swap instruction in programming. Same instruction, same swap routine is used here, that is called lock key mechanism. This is based purely on lock. This is based on lock and key. Critical section will have a lock variable like this in swap instruction. Then every process will have a key. They will swap lock and key. And then if both of them are true, we'll wait. If one of them is true, other is false, then the process will enter critical section just like this. A slight variation. I'm very sure from the textbook you can follow. So do read that. So these two can be your exam questions for 5 marks. Okay. TSL and swap instruction can be asked for 5 marks. So prepare and accordingly you can understand. All right.